Hello and welcome to Tier Nerd. So this time I'm going to do a tier list on Pokemon and Breath of Fire. So Breath of Fire I've played, pretty much all the games, but that is not quite the case with Pokemon. There are many Pokemon games, and I only really played Pokemon, when I was a kid, like elementary school, maybe early middle school. So I only played, the first three, and then maybe like Pokemon trading card game. So yeah, this is definitely incomplete for Pokemon, but these are all the Pokemon games I have played. And yeah, so these are both great franchises, and this will be the last time I do a video with these larger franchises. After this, it's all that's left are games that are like standalone games, or maybe like games that only have there's like two in a series maybe. So first, let's do Pokemon Red and Blue. So I played Pokemon Blue as a kid, and there's a lot of nostalgia for me because this is the first RPG I ever beat. There's actually a long story, but basically, the first time I played Pokemon Blue, I went to bed at 5 a.m. that night. Yeah, I stayed up really late the first time I played it, and to me that was just amazing. So that was fifth grade. So first RPG I ever beat was Pokemon Blue, and I did not know how to play back then. It's kind of funny how hard the game felt back then. When I played it a few years back, it was so much easier, playing it as an adult than as a kid. Pokemon Silver, I like Pokemon Silver a little bit more. Because it just builds on everything, better graphics, more Pokemon, just longer game in general. I just thought it was really cool how you can go back to you can go back to Kanto after you beat the game. So I thought it was really cool. So Pokemon Silver here, Pokemon Emerald. So these two, Pokemon Blue and Silver, I played them a long time ago, as a kid. Emerald, I played a few years ago. I decided to like, hey, let's try Pokemon again because pretty much after Pokemon Blue and Silver, I played Breath of Fire, Final Fantasy IV, and Chrono Trigger. So those were my next three RPGs. Once I started playing Final Fantasy and Chrono Trigger, I never went back to Pokemon. I just became a JRPG fan. Started playing all these Super Nintendo games and PlayStation games and PlayStation 2 RPGs, and I never went back to Pokemon. Until many years later, I decided to just give it another shot. But I never really got back into Pokemon. I would not consider myself a Pokemon fan, but there are as a kid, I do remember enjoying them. Now, Pokemon Emerald, I played like a year or two ago. I decided to try one more Pokemon game, and since it's the next generation, and I did not enjoy it nearly as much as these first two. Like maybe B tier, yeah, maybe I think B tier is fair. I just did not enjoy it as nearly as much as I did the first two generations, especially Silver. It just wasn't quite as good. It just felt like it was lacking. I just didn't have that same, I guess. I didn't have the nostalgia. So yeah, I just did not feel that it was as good of a game. Now, Pokemon trading card game, I remember really liking this as a kid. I don't know why, but I had a lot of fun, and I think I'm gonna give it A tier. I remember as a kid, I thought this was a really cool game, Pokemon trading card game, um, and so I think I'll put it. I think I'll put it up here. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think maybe here. Yeah, maybe in the middle. Maybe I'll put it there. Okay, so that's Pokemon. That's all I played in Pokemon. They're the early games I had fun. I'll put them A tier, but Emerald wasn't as good. Um, maybe someday I'll play the Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and the others. Let's see. Then we got Breath of Fire series. Breath of Fire. Now, Breath of Fire was one of the first RPGs I ever played. I played Pokemon Blue, then Silver, and then I think Breath of Fire or Final Fantasy IV was probably the next game I played. So this was a very early childhood game. I had a lot of fun with it. I think I'll put it in A tier. Um, yeah, I don't know if I'll put it above Pokemon Silver. maybe I don't know. I'm not like I think I'll put it up here. It definitely A tier. I just there's a lot of nostalgia associated with it. Just very interesting concept and yeah, just a fun game that just kind of you just very easy to play. The main character's a dragon, so that was an interesting concept. And it's there's a lot of like side quests and secret optional things to do, so it's helpful to use a guide. But it was really fun, just doing all of that. And there's multiple endings as well, so I won't spoil how to get those. Then there's Breath of Fire 2, which I actually did not enjoy as much. It was still good, um, but Breath of Fire 2 just didn't was just not quite as fun. It was still good, but just a little worse. So I think I'll put it below Breath of Fire 1. Now the other games in the series, so a lot of people, a lot of Breath of Fire fans say that the later games in the series are better. They prefer Breath of Fire 3 and 4 over 1 and 2. I think the opposite. I think the series progressively got worse. I think Breath of Fire 1 was the best. That was my favorite. Breath of Fire 2 was just a little worse, not as good. Breath of Fire 3 falls easily down to B tier. It just felt generic at that point. They added more stuff to it. Maybe it was better graphics, but it just was not as fun of a game to play. They just kept adding more and more stuff to it, and it just was not as fun. So yeah, just despite all the extra content, Breath of Fire 4, same thing. I don't know if I would have put 4 above 3 or 3 below 4, but these two, nah, interesting concepts, but they're to me they just felt kind of average. Whereas 1 and 2 had that old school nostalgia to it, the retro feel. So I'm gonna put them in A. 3 and 4, I think I'll put down here. So yeah, I don't know if I'll put anything in S tier. It's there, these are solid franchises, but I don't think there's anything here that's like S tier. Now Dragon Quarter. So then we have Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. That's the last one. This one is like this game faces the same issues as Unlimited Saga when you try to be unique and unorthodox and you try something new but you fail miserably at it. I think that's what this game is. Unlimited Saga is much worse. So this game, I only played it for about an hour. I did not finish it. Normally, games I review, I've finished, but this time around, I just don't. It's just one of those rare games where you just play it and you already know that you're not going to get far into it. If I kept playing it, maybe it would get better. Maybe I would change my opinion and put it in C tier. I don't really see it getting higher than C tier though. Some people didn't put it in D tier. Now, some people love it. Some people think it's an amazing game, but it is very unorthodox, very different. The battle system, like there's like a time limit, and I won't spoil all the details. Plus, I haven't really played enough to spoil very much of anything, but just there's a lot of features. If you read up on the game, you'll find out there's a lot of features that make the game kind of hard to play. So that's it. That's my review of Pokemon Breath of Fire. So I'm almost done. I'm going to do a few more tier lists, and then I'll be able to finish up every single game I've played, like all 160 or so games I've played. So I plan to tier all of them, and I think I'm definitely more than halfway done already.